Good evening, everyone. My name is Benjamin Andrew. I am with Team 5, and our product is Lock and Seal. And this will be our design presentation 2. So, Lock and Seal, I'm just going to go over briefly, is a company that's based on keeping a secure and safe connection between extension cords, because very often extension cords will pull apart when fully extended. I know I have this case happen with me all the time with my family's weed whacker, and so I have a personal connection to this. And so our mission statement is to provide a secure security and ensure extension cords are connected and protected from rain and other like weather risks. And we wanted to design this around having a 100% universability with different extension cords, because we know that extension cords are not all the same, not all are created equal, but with our product it will be the equalizer, and we will make it so that all extension cords don't come apart. So for our product survey rankings, we could understand what we need to do in order to make a useful product. So we got this from our customer needs surveys. Basically, we asked people to rank how important different aspects of a product were to them. And so through these surveys, we could know where to target our focus. From examining our QFD, we created our revised customer service needs tables to include also the weighted importance of each factor. So as you can see, the most important factor for the customers were the outdoor application as the weight of our 30% as a plurality of our weight importance, but a little less important was the damage resistance, because from day-to-day use, you're not going to be throwing it around. You're just going to have it on the ground. So it doesn't typically see as much combat as your typical civilian. It sees about as much combat as your typical civilian. Through this, we created our different combination table for design. We saw that we wanted it to be water resistant, so we designed different aspects of our box to accommodate that, and two of which that came to mind were the rubber gasket and the O-ring. And similarly, we designed for the locking mechanism and securing a safe connection. So that leads me into my gallery method, to Team 5's gallery method. We use the 3-2-1 method to create different designs and sketch each of them. So we created our combination table, and what we did was each member were to sketch 2 of the subcomponents that could be introduced into our system. And you can see them pictured around the poster. And then after we did that, we assigned ourselves different combinations. So we all created unique combinations of each and every combination fragment, and through that we came up with different theoretical designs, which are also pictured up here at the top. So after consideration of the different designs each team member made, we began eliminating different solution fragments. So we could see after examining our designs that some of which just would not work out. So for example, the O-ring you can see is blacked out in the center of the combination chart, and that's because we figured that it would be difficult to implement. After sketching it, we realized that it would be we would have to stretch over the extension cord, which could in the long run damage the integrity of our product. And same thing with the wire clamp, which we thought would damage the cords, and the snap fit locking mechanism. We thought that would be a particularly weak secure connection, a typically weak connection. And we finalized for two different categories, the waterproofing and this connection securing, which ones that we are definitely going to use, because we knew that those were the best options. So we presented this gallery method to another team, Team 3, in class, and we received feedback from that team after presenting our non-functional prototype. They specifically believed that the clasp was at risk at breaking, and you can see why. It's very small. The gasket leaking, hinges could break, or the box could just crack altogether. So those were possible failure modes that we were advised to consider by Team 3. So based on this, we considered the different ways our product may fail, and we weighed those based on the likeliness of those to happen. So for instance, the crack that Team 3 proposed could happen, we viewed that as a less likely failure to occur. And based on this chart of likeliness and how damaging the failure would be to our product, we created different improvements to prevent this from happening. So after we did this, we finalized our design and we created our bill of materials, which included our engineering drawing and all of the components for our finalized design. So here you can see the assembled lock and seal, where we have our hinges showing here in the back. You see they interlock to secure, they're less likely to break under stress. And also you can see there's a deeper recess in the engineering drawing here for the rubber gasket so that it's less likely to leak. And we ran into a few production hiccups on the way, particularly in the 3D printing process, because 3D printing, they like to flare out their plastic a little bit. So it wouldn't fit together because we didn't design a tolerance for that. So right now we're waiting for availability of the 3D printers, which set us back just a day or two. So we are a little bit behind in our assembly process, but we're still on track to make the launch that we originally planned for on May 3rd. And after approaching our finalized design, we finalized our bill of materials. Here you can see the bill of materials here on the bottom. You can see our product is very cheap, so it's going to be very profitable. It's only going to cost around $4 to actually produce, as everything's almost 3D printed, and we only have a couple ordered parts, which are very cheap. And we also assigned the final tasks for assembling our product to each team member. Obviously, Tommy, with access to a 3D printer, is going to be the one who 3D prints, and Yanni's just really good at cutting metal, so that's why he got that one. So that's the end of my presentation. If there's any questions, please post them in the comments below, and I look forward to unveiling our product.